Hey, what's up guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna be building a Viking house. This was suggested by just one person, but it was really cool, so I really wanted to give this a shot. If you want to be in the next video, like this comment right here, then let me know what you want me to build, and if I build it, then I will put your comment right there into the video. Also, thank you so much for all the support lately. If you enjoy these videos or if they help you, just drop a simple like and write a comment down below. That would mean a lot to me. As you just saw, I have already started on making the layout of this house, because that's the first thing that you want to do. Now, this Viking longhouse, or whatever you want to call it, is long and narrow. So in this case, I think mine was 9 blocks wide and then like about 35 blocks long. It doesn't really matter what the dimensions are as long as you have a middle point, which is very useful. So here I made a structure with some beams going up with lugs, and they always stick out a bit. It makes it look so much better. I really quickly did the roof as well, and it's like a crisscross at the top. It looks pretty nice, and then the whole roof is going to be made out of, the outside is going to be stone stairs and the inside is going to be light wood stairs. Really simple up until now still, and you should be able to follow along pretty nicely. If this goes too quick for you, by the way, you can always just pause and stop this and just do it at your own pace, and then pick up whenever you are ready to go again. So I divided this whole wall into separate like little sections. They don't have to be exactly the same width, because I took like a certain length of this house and I just could not like split it up into even sections, and that's not a big deal. Like, you don't always have to make things perfect, and just work with what you have. That's a really good tip from me as well, and to just like work it out and don't like get stuck on when things aren't perfectly symmetrical or whatever, because it's still a hand-built house. Like, you're making it, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. So I made the other side of the roof, I made the whole thing round, and I left this side open so you could see what I'm building on the inside. Otherwise, it would have been really hard for me to show you what I'm building. So in here, I'm making the little framework, which is really up to your personal preference. You can put in as many beams as you want, or as little beams as you want if you want it to be more open. And in the middle is a chimney right there. It's going to be a fire pit at the bottom where all the people, they cook their food and stuff, and they heat up or whatever they want to do. And then you obviously need the chimney, otherwise things will get very smoky in there. So we have to connect the beams to the roof to make sure everything is supported, and then we're going to change the floor into a set of blocks. Now I chose andesite and full andesite blocks, and the reason being that it's 2 is because you don't want a single block everywhere. That looks plain and boring, and you want to switch it up with at least 2 blocks, maybe sometimes even 3 or 4, and multiples. It just makes it look much better. Now, these Viking houses are very interesting on the inside. They basically have lots of space for people to sleep, and they have a campfire in the middle, like a fire pit, and then they have other random stuff that is basically changing from image to image, because these things obviously don't have like real images because they're very old. Like, the most things you find of this are like drawings and what people think they look like, which is pretty cool. So here I'm making the smoke going outside, very simple, just basic placing cobwebs and picking them out little by little. Then now I'm creating all the sleeping areas. Now, first this was too big, so I moved it over one time, and that made that whole thing 2 blocks wide instead of 3, and I placed down different colors of like carpet or something of cloth where they would sleep under or on top of, because I have no idea what they would do. Then here I'm creating the little campfire in the middle, and it's actually gonna have some real fires over there. Just put in some bedrock on the bottom to make it look like it's like coal or whatever that is burning, and then there's like a pit above where they could like put meat on. I also put in some hay bales to make it look more homey and actually what people would store in one of these houses. Then there is a couple of these iron bars going around, and I think you would use that to dry clothes or whatever. If you cleaned them, then you put them on there like normally people would do these days. Like, I think it's something of that, or like a dry rack for meat or something. I just like to put random stuff in there. And I also made some nice little seating areas near the campfire that you just saw. Now here the doors are in place, and they're just 2 big doors, 2 by 3, really simple, and that's it. Now I'm gonna have a huge overhang go all the way around this building, and it is actually pretty easy to build. It's just 1 cobblestone slab, then you go down by half a block, then you go 2 out and go down half a block again and go 1 out. And then you connect all that together, and we're gonna put some fences underneath it to support this whole thing, and it's gonna go all the way around. Really simple. I did the front part by hand, and then the rest is going to be made by rolled edit because I want things to be a little bit more quicker. Now these walls are going to be filled up, obviously putting in some torches to have some final lighting, otherwise it would be really dark because this does not have windows. Like, I could not find anything with windows. I think it's purposely done like that, but it's so weird why they would not want daylight. Like, I won't want daylight at least. Like, why would you want to be in complete darkness with just a couple torches? But that's their choice, I don't know. So I filled up the whole roof again, so the whole build is now filled up, and it actually should have been done in the beginning. But like I said, I wanted you guys to be able to see the whole inside that I'm making, otherwise it would be pretty boring and dark and everything. So here I made this last bit of this overhang all by hand, and now I'm placing down the beams that hold it up, so this thing does not like fall down or whatever. Now, like in every build that I do, I'm going to put in lots of variations. Now this roof is going to be done as well. So I'm making the chimney right here over there, and then later on I'm going to be switching up all the staircases with some stone brick staircases over here that you're just seeing, and I'm also going to place in some imperfections, so like holes and little things that go down and up and all that stuff. So here is the staircases, just filling up all the stone things, and then at the top there you can see little bits sticking out, and I like that a lot because then it makes it look a lot more different, and it's not just like a plain line of roof, and it looks very nice, and now it looks very like old and everything, and it looks really nice. I like that. So we obviously have to make this whole building like fit in with its environment. You don't want to just like place it down and destroy stuff around it and make it look like it's not like blended in. So here I created some more grass surrounding it, so it basically fits in with the field, and we're also later on going to be placing some trees around it, which really does make a difference. Now a little path on the front always adds a nice little touch, and on the left here is a little fenced off area where, like for example, horses could be, or any other farm animal. Then on the right is going to be a little tiny farm. Like, you could make this a lot bigger and go all the way around if you have more time, but for this little how to build I wanted to just give you a simple example. And by the way, you can make it grow with bone meal if you did not know that, so just place the seeds down and then just make it grow with some bone meal. Now here's the trees, and I used a big tree which is from World Edit, and you can just do that with a simple command, which is like /tree space big. That's it. Then you can place it down with any block you want. Now all we need is some finishing touches with some buttons and just placing little holes and changing the wood up a bit, so I made some little dark areas in the front there. Then I'm using staircases to make little holes in the side of the walls, and I'm gonna do that on the inside as well, but you don't see that unfortunately, but I did do that, and it makes it look everything much better. And guys, that is basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. Also make sure to check out all my other videos, and definitely don't forget to subscribe if you do enjoy my content. That would mean a lot to me. Also, if you did not already, please leave a comment down below telling me what to build, and you could be featured in the upcoming video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.